Hey, we finally find out what happened to Brad's daughter. Carter prepares Amy for fanning, and Clarke to the rescue. Come on back, let's talk about it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, everybody? What's going on, panel?
You gotta try to jam to the AfterBuzz.
I know, it's not the
just
same.
come
It's
on,
not the
man.
same, but
Like,
we're going to
let's
get it
go.
anyway.
Man, hey, what's going
And your
on?
weird mustache.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is The Passage, Season 1, Episode 7. We are talking You Are Like the Sun.
Son.
You know, before we get into everything, just know we have some news and gossip later. We have our special segment, Good Bite, Bad Bite. So I know you guys always like to tune in and hear everybody's perspective on that. But before we get started, let me introduce my illustrious panel.
Illustrious.
Starting with the lady to my left.
Yes, I'm illustrious, you guys. I'm back. I'm Jackie Ray. We have a new host. Is he illustrious too? Can men be illustrious? I don't know the pronouns, how that works.
That's all good. I'm Joshua Wright. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, we have a new host. Like, how exciting is that? And as y'all know, I'm your girl, Deshauna. Oh, you know that?
And I am your host / moderator, Mr. Tanir Williams. Man, great episode tonight. A lot going on.
Always.
Yes.
Like, this show is just so good.
We were taking a lot of notes. People were, getting through a lot going on. You know, like I said, just jumping back and forth. But before we get started, let me know overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts is that Clarke has got his good guy passport. I know Shauna don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you, he's about to get that good guy stamp.
I have to reluctantly agree. Go ahead, Josh.
I mean,
Tell us your overall thoughts.
he did. I mean, he killed Loman, so he did the thing. I really agree with that. Yeah.
Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here.
Boo, Clarke. Okay, so my overall thoughts of the episode was I was really glad that we got to get a much like in-depth glimpse into the relationship between Brad and Lila.
Yes.
We got to see a lot more about the daughter Eva, and I think just overall I like how they do the contrast between like examining bad decisions that are made with good intentions, because you could tell that there's a lot of bad decisions made with good intentions in this situation, including somebody getting revenge.
Yes.
With Brad, right? Brad got revenge on the guy.
And we're going to talk about
Talk
that.
about it.
And that's actually, you touched on it, so let's just jump into it. We finally find out the background of what happened to Brad's daughter, because there were so many references throughout previous episodes, like of him, whether he was talking to Lila, referring back to their daughter, him feeling guilty about stuff, and you're like, what is going on? I need to know. And the writers, I guess, were finally like, we will bless you with that
the info.
information tonight.
And it was exactly like I thought it would be with how his daughter passed. I had to be something violent, had to be something that he could have prevented, because he's Captain Save Everyone.
Yep.
So in order for it to be, I feel like if it was a sickness, if she had cancer or something or died slowly, yes, you're going to feel bad about that. But since you're such the hero, it wouldn't have resonated with you the same way. So the writers were, the way they built it up, and then we saw, it happened exactly like that. I mean, I don't want to say I loved it, because obviously I didn't love seeing this little girl die, but I just loved how they just kind of stayed the course, and just Brad's character stayed true.
No, you can appreciate the writers. Shout out to the writers
out.
room. You guys are doing an amazing job out there.
Josh, how did you kind of see when you saw how it went down? Were you just like, oh,
It made
man.
sense. It made a lot of sense because he did have a lot of accountability. He's carried it with him all of these episodes. And no matter what anyone says to him, he felt like he could have prevented whatever it was that happened. And now that we see that she was breaking a wallet to him, he felt like he was at fault too, because he also gave her the wallet. you know?
Right. And like you said, it's just throughout the whole time, he's so hey, I'm going to save the day.
Yeah,
hey,
Captain
we'll get the
America.
mark. You know what? We got 14 minutes. Everything is down to it. Like I'm always in control, able to take care of things. Don't worry about it. And just the look on his face when, you just knew when the dude turned around, or really when you saw her coming in the background, you were like, no. And he was just in that situation where you knew he saw, Brad saw it. And it's just like, I can't.
He couldn't do anything.
Because he's like, I don't want to get shot right here, but please don't,
And you didn't want to make any sudden moves to spook him and she gets shot. There's literally nothing he could do at that point. So
very, just kind of like you said, heart-wrenching, thing for Brad to go through. Oh, well, him and Lila, and then we kind of see the two of them. They never really
reconnected.
kind of reconciled the whole situation. I think he just kind of went in a shutdown mode. they showed the shots of them trying to go to therapy.
Yep.
Obviously, it really wasn't, really
And he
wasn't
seemed so
working.
angry in therapy. He didn't seem like he was this broken man. He just seemed angry, which made sense though because
But
Eva's
wouldn't
killer
that lead
was
to
still.
revenge?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I've
And-
plotted several things in my head. I know how that goes. He's like, let me be nice. Let me pat her on the back.
And furthermore, I feel like that's one of the stages of grief. So anger is definitely something that we would expect from him, especially since he was there to actually witness it. I personally thought it was going to be like a car hit her or a crash or something like that he was responsible for, maybe a drunk driving or something. But I was totally like taken aback when they actually showed it. But see, you know what, parents? That's why you got to be able to have a little signal for your child, okay? My daughter, no, if I give her the look,
That's
you
right.
need to stop doing what you're doing and backpedal it out of here because I'm giving you the sign that things are not safe.
Yep.
But I did see them in therapy, and I did look it up, and it says that at least according to like Psychology Today, it said that at least 16% of relationships fail after the death of a child.
Yeah.
And it affects each individual parent, and it's really not uncommon for them to blame each other. So you can see a little bit of that in the cracks of their marriage.
Well, and
Well,
Lila. Go ahead.
Lila took the blame. Remember, she was saying how she left the markers at home. She could have had surgery a different day. But you can't, you're not a person where you can foreshadow what's going to happen. You're just doing your job. And Lila, I mean, she took the blame, and Brad, in a sense, kind of resented her because she was ready to go back to work. He was blaming her, like, how could you go back to work? Like, how can't you grieve at this moment? But people grieve differently.
Right.
Her grief was going to work, helping. His was staying in a shell, like you said.
Right.
And she said that. She's like, I need to feel needed. I need to feel like I'm helping people. I want to help you, but you're not letting me do that, so I have to go back to work. And that, as a woman, I get it because, I've had friends that have gone through a loss, and I'm the fixer of like my family and friends. And then you get in this situation that you can't fix. It does mess your psyche up a little bit if you're the fixer. And then
no
you just have
control.
to, you just sit there and you're like, now you mad, and you don't necessarily have any place to point that anger to. You're just mad, you know?
Definitely. And I think that today we're seeing with the parents that are losing their children, we're seeing them take an activism role. So they're like joining into Congress and, becoming city council members and becoming members of their own like activism type of
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Right,
That's a good
right.
one,
Mothers Against Drunk Driving and things like that. So it's really cool to see that they found an outlet.
Right.
The chat said that they loved that Lila finally told him that she felt guilty too, and that he wasn't alone in his guilt.
Right.
That's right.
It kind of forced him to face himself too, because he was really doing it all himself. Like, I'm the reason. And she's like, okay, well, did you think about how I might feel?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
And who knew that being locked up in the trunk of a car going to
Bring
be
this
that was going to be the
I mean,
Well, if you can't talk
what
in
else
the
are you going to
trunk.
talk about? Like, we're about to die. Let me get it out
Something
now.
exactly.
So what's new with you?
Right. And that's exactly what he said. She was like, oh, things are good.
Right.
Vampires are real. That's cool. That
Yeah.
was my favorite line. That's cool.
And it was interesting even just because, again, like Lila's like a strong character herself. So she really wouldn't just like let it, just let Brad be like, oh, let me take it on or like whatever and let's move on. She was just like, no, like we need to, I think at one point she said, why don't you blame me or like I
she made a
can't-
reference.
She
Yeah.
said,
I
if
can't
I-
say.
if
It was
I-
a quote. I wish I wrote it down.
If I've forgiven myself, like, why can't you forgive?
Right.
Why can't we
Something wrong.
both forgive you? You know,
Yeah.
but.
So I was like, man, that was powerful. But yeah, it
Man,
was,
that's real love, though.
It is.
Like she's like,
She's
even
a
when-
ride or die.
She is. Even when she was with, do we even remember her new boo's
No,
name?
we don't.
He's probably a square.
He was. We don't remember
Well,
him.
and the
Yeah.
funny part, like again, one thing that, like you said, really hit that home for me was when they're in the trunk.
Yeah.
And Brad's giving the instructions. Look, it's gonna go fast. This is
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. She was just basically like, all right, I'm ready. Like
Yeah.
I was like, there was no crying, no like, oh my god, what's going? She's just like,
It's
I've
not
got to
time to
play
cry.
my part
Lila.
and do whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you love that just to be like, hey, I'm about to be here right with you. Just that, whatever I need to do, you tell
Team
me, because he's
player,
obviously
man.
the one who's like out
Right.
there.
Action Brad.
He's been out there. Yeah.
I called him Action Brad
karate
today.
chopping folks up. Like,
Yeah.
man, Brad, like Zach Morris.
Yeah, I'm on saying, bro. with the cons on. Y'all saw her hop out the trunk with the cons on. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Zach Morris put it down on
Yeah,
folks.
Kelly Kapowski grew up now.
Right? The chat remembers old Boo's name. His name was David.
That's good memory right there, chat.
That
Thank
is
you
a
very
good
much
memory.
for that.
You
Thank
know what? That's our 5th panel member. We love y'all.
Yes.
You
Man.
guys keep us honest. You guys remember things better than us. And guess what? David is irrelevant now, y'all.
I was gonna say he's not even important. I got exes' names I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember David's name.
People have to go dig in the crates. Like, who is that again? Like, let me type it. Oh, yeah, David. Let me send this in. But thank you guys. We appreciate that because you always on your job.
Always.
We appreciate that. No one's slipping. No one's slipping. So, so we get, so kind of continuing on with the whole Brad and the background with his daughter Ava. We also, as a result, see a background on Clarke and Brad.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Because the whole time we've been kind of seeing like, there's a little animosity. Looks like a little rivalry in the very
Right. A
beginning.
little jealousy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
that's what
first
it felt
we were
like.
thinking maybe it was over Dr.
girl,
Lila.
yeah.
You know, like maybe Brad had swooped in Lila from Clarke back in the day or
You
something.
think Lila could have liked Clarke?
There's been a lot of swooping of like,
did.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Clarke. I don't know. He
Lila
little-
is too smart to like that sucker.
She was like, both
Yeah,
y'all.
she
now.
peeped game from
So-
beginning.
yeah,
You know what
and
I
he
mean?
does have that Horace type mustache in the works.
Yeah.
It's coming in.
and
It's
we don't like mustaches on this show, clearly.
not those.
So we kind of see that background start to come, which was really interesting. How they were such. I mean, we knew there was some kind of history there,
Yeah.
you know. But they were really like kind of boys. I mean, at one point, Clark's like, "I'm gonna need." When they were having that little heart to heart, he's like, "I'm gonna be down a best friend if you go do this," you know, all this stuff.
And he's his baby's godmom.
Yeah.
I mean, godfather.
So it's really a deep, you know, situation. So seeing that relationship kind of, you know, where that
Unfold.
was,
Yeah.
where it was, what we've kind of seen in the past episodes, and now by the end,
Where it's
kind
going
of,
back to?
exactly, like because we kind of see.
Can I hit this one first?
Hit it.
You can-
Hit it out in Clarke.
please, Mister.
Okay, so this is how I feel. Okay, so when I saw their relationship in the beginning, or now backtracking to what it was, to me it feels like Brad's character was more cerebral than Clarke's character. Because when he showed up with Amy, he knew something was up. He was like, "Yo, this is not legit." And Clarke was like, "I'm just I take orders. That's all I do."
Right.
He's a bit robotic. But now Clarke is having a shift, but I don't know if his shift is led by him feeling like he's going to be, I guess, in trouble with Gilder. Like, is he going to Brad because he doesn't have a backbone? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I am. I'm like, he's turning around, but is it for the wrong reasons?
I've been on this. Look, I'm getting a look. For those of you guys who are listening to the
Shauna's chomping at the bit,
podcast,
like, ooh, let me
I
say
am getting like she got veins popping out her jaw. Like, here she go. This episode to me showed more that Clarke has always had the good guy passport. He turned it in for whatever reason. Don't give me the face. Don't give me the face.
Good guy passport.
Because here's the thing. I mean, we just talked about Lila being ride or die, but Clarke, can we give Clarke the ride or die stamp? Because he showed up at the dumpster and was like, "You not turning yourself in. We got this. Call in the people. They gonna clean this up." I bet you they never even found no boy.
But that was before he had his transgressions to Brad.
No, but what I'm saying is, you gonna really hold that against me if I covered up your murder?
Yeah, back in the day.
And I'm sure Brad covered up quite a few for him as well.
But what I'm saying is he, and even when he went to Brad, he's like, "You're not going to deal with this because you need something that's going to help you get over."
You're
you
right.
recognize that.
I agree with
You
that.
got to come to Project Noah with me because what was the line he said? This is something that could change the world.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So he went
world.
into the world. Not just your situation, not just your grief, the world.
Because
So,
Shauna's still like, the
still
world,
on
I
Team
still
Clarke
don't-
over here.
I don't care if it
It's
went
still
for the world.
happening.
No. You guys, I am not that type of person. If it really turns out that Clarke is being a good person, as you all know, everybody in the chat can vouch for me, y'all. I'm
She said,
always
"Everyone,
trying to
is that
see-
true, Chad?
Come
Please
on,
let us
chat.
know."
Let's be realistic here. I'm always looking for the good in people. I definitely want Clarke to be good. Do I like him?
Oh,
But I want him to be good because I need somebody else to be on Brad and Amy to bring
So
me.
let me ask you
side.
this: if it does turn out that Clarke is a good guy, are you still going to hold that grudge on him?
No, I mean,
Okay.
depends on whether or not he gets with Shauna because Shauna is
Still
evil.
Shauna?
Shauna is evil, and she's like, "Why do I care about Clarke. So there's something there where she can get into his mind and might be able to make him do something that he doesn't necessarily want to do.
That's true.
So, I mean, do we not blame him for his body being used as, I don't know, I don't like him. Nah.
That's all right. Look, hey.
Okay,
I'm going to come around, though. I promise you guys, I am trying not to be biased. He did really, really well. And you know what? If I liked him, I would give him my good bite. But I don't like him.
Dang, it's gonna take a little bit
I'm
to
a
bring
tough
Sean.
cookie.
Yeah,
He might have a decision to make.
right.
If
Yeah.
Shauna escapes, he might have to choose between Brad and Lila and Shauna or Dr. Sykes.
Right, and Dr. Sykes.
And you know him and Dr. Sykes, little Jungle Fever.
Tater
talking
tots and ketchup, y'all.
We talked
Tater
about that.
tots
Come on
and
with
ketchup.
that ketchup, girl. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's too much. I would love to actually see Sykes and Shauna. Let's go at it. You know,
No. Not unless Sykes gets some powers. I
Yeah,
can't have a
'cause-
girl going out
No,
like
but
that
I'm saying
now.
like that's what I'm saying. She might have just that internal power just come to where people are like, where is that coming
That
from?
black girl magic.
Right.
Black girl magic.
I don't think
You ain't
so.
coming
'cause
after my man like
last
that.
time, Shauna scared her to death.
You know what?
She kinda
I'm
stood
about
her ground a
tired
little
of
bit, though.
Shauna.
But she was in a different place, wasn't she? Dr. Sykes was in a different place
Yeah.
when Shauna scared her that time.
Yeah, because she was at that point where she realized things were getting out of hand. This
Yeah.
could literally get out into the world.
Yeah.
And this is my responsibility,
Yeah.
you know? So,
And
yeah.
see, that's why they don't trust her, because she openly said, like, I think this place needs to be buried under the ground. This is a bad situation. Abort mission. And now she don't have the clearance. They got to do eye checks every day and fingerprints now.
The chat wants to take bets. Ooh, we taking bets now.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
It's
so
like
this
that.
says
Things just got real. Put your money where your
We're
mouth
down.
is.
by season 2 mid-show, Shauna kills Clarke.
Wow, we skipping ahead to
That-
season
that's
two?
it,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
That's
I'm
from,
liking that
that's from
prediction.
Mopic 312. She's taking
Wow.
bets that Shauna.
Are we writing this down right? Like so we can
know
clock
what?
Look,
this?
let me
don't have
screenshot it right now.
Because
Bam.
we gonna come back to
I
that.
got it.
Season 2.
Yes.
Be like midway. Someone, who was it again? Who said that?
That is Mopic 312.
Mopic. We coming back
All right,
to you.
Mopic, we
Right.
got you.
You putting it
Got
out there,
you.
my man.
I believe that Clarke should die within, would you say the mid?
Hold on now.
What?
Hold on now. I just gave him
Are we-
the good guy passport. You just
Right.
gonna
Now we
co-sign
talking
on the
about
killing
I hope the
Clarke?
writers are not
We
watching.
were taking bets.
Oh.
I thought we were taking bets. I'm just trying to fit in. You know?
She's like,
Killing
I'm
them.
just trying to fit in. She
murking
Here
them.
we go. All right. So now you got everybody's take on, like I said, with the Clarke thing. You know, chime in, chat. We always like to hear what you guys have to say. And before we move on actually to the next topic, as we always do after Buzzers, we always have some things that we like to let you know about.
Oh, yeah.
So we just want to let you all know that we thank you all for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we really could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and also comment. No matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows, and also tell your enemies.
Closer.
I got it.
Can we do some
what is this?
shout-outs real quick?
Renji 90998. I don't know if I should read this out loud,
Yes.
but yes, girl, you absolutely right.
No,
You-
we need
you-
to know
you-
what's said.
Oh Lord, okay, here we
Look
go.
at Sean walking out there. Put it out there.
And when I say this, you're gonna look at me like you shouldn't have read that, but this your fault. She said, she said it's. I don't know if I should
already
read this. I don't know if I should read it.
Oh, Sean is like, I'll do it. Give it to me. I'm going to read it.
See,
Oh my God. It says it's pretty much every black woman's fantasy to beat the white woman that's trying to take their man.
Wow.
Facts.
Lord.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts.
And again, for our
Appreciate you. Appreciate
Well,
you.
It's something that
Beyonce
somebody
did
wrote.
beat up Ali
bet-
Otter.
This is
in
Yeah.
true.
success.
Went hard on it. But
Well,
that's not to
Becky with
say.
the good hair might get that good hair snatched.
Again,
I'm just saying.
we do appreciate all of our white followers.
I know, yeah,
All
we-
four of you out there.
So just so you guys know, right now
For
we
sure,
have
though.
Ivan in the chat. We have Mopic 312. We have Renji 90998. We have Kimberly M. And Jazz 41 173. All y'all are making sense up in this chat. Thank you so much for being here. We shout you out. Also, I want to shout out Alan Payne.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alan Payne. My
Alan
man.
Payne, you done messed up now. You said I am fine, and thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I walk out of the house hoping to just spread the aura, and I appreciate you, Alan Payne. Thank you.
Yeah, Alan Payne just floating over his seat right now. Like,
He's like, oh, no.
Shauna done gave me a shout out. It's
So
like,
thank you.
ding. All right, so switching gears a little bit. So another kind of storyline tonight, dealing with Amy, her visits with Carter.
Yes.
Carter shows up, and for Jackie one, it was just like, and so I had to be like, Lord, what
God
is
is
going
so good,
on?
y'all. That's all I want to say. God is so good.
Last week we didn't get any Carter, and today we got like the double dose. He was just everywhere.
And he came in with that nice shirt that fit him so right.
See,
it fit him so good.
This is the kind
Thanks,
of stuff.
wardrobe. Thank
Here we
you.
go. So yeah, we see him, and really he comes in more of a teaching capacity today. You know, comes to Amy and literally was like, I'm trying to prepare you for fanning. Kind of breaks down Amy, you know, has her digging in her past, dealing with her mom. And we come to find out why her mom or she feels it was her fault because she was acting up. They had a big argument. And she kind of breaks down and, you know, kind of has a 10-year-old moment. Like, why are you so mean? Why are you making me cry? Yeah. And he's like, I'm trying to prepare you for fanning, which we see a little later or towards the end of the show when she has her moment with her mom.
Yeah.
She gonna get that opportunity.
And Fanning shows up, and I already called. I called it
did.
as
He
soon as
called
he
the
opened the door.
line.
He's gonna be like, "Hello, Amy," like just like
He
in
said
true,
it like, hello, Clarice.
in true bad guy fashion.
Right.
So my question to the panel is in terms of with Anthony. While I was watching that, I was like, man, do you guys think that, I mean, there's going to be, he seems like he's warning her, but I feel like he's getting to a point where he might like revert back to his bad self. And he's like, I'm trying to give you this warning right now.
Bishop.
Right.
Because stuff is about to go down and I want you to be ready. So I don't know if she's going to have to take him out or he's going to come out and just be like, you know, what do you guys think?
I mean, the first thing about that whole scene where she was like, where are you right now? And he said, I'm around. Because we've been asking that. Like, where is he? You had this
Where are
Hulk
you?
moment. You bit the girl. And then nobody knows where you are. This is a lockdown facility. How does
Yes.
nobody know where you at? This is troubling to me. But he's like, I'm around. But I did like how he was like,
True
I'm
black
coming.
man fashion. Just,
Right?
I'm around.
I'm chilling.
You know?
I tell you what, though, if Jackie was in that facility, he'd be found.
Oh,
he would
wait
be
a
found.
minute. Wait a minute now.
But he is come to. He reminds me somewhat of like a young, new hip version of like Blade, because Blade doesn't want to. You know, Blade
yeah.
invents this serum so he doesn't have to drink human blood, because once you have that human blood is when you become evil.
Yes.
So it's almost like he said the hunger make you do weird things. So I feel like he's in the jungle right now eating squirrels. That's where I think
Oh my
he's
gosh.
at.
There's a
Because he-
hunger inside.
Oh, we singing this? Because he said it makes you do weird things. He obviously knows he doesn't want to become evil and start killing people. So what is this weird thing that he's doing?
Right.
Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Amy feels it, right? 'Cause she's like, you're different and you're scaring me. And I loved how he was in a guidance position. I wrote down that we finally get to see Amy's side of the story and for her to get closure with her mother. And for her to go through that, we now know that the trick is to not allow Fanning to use your guilt or emotions against you. So Anthony is letting her know, like, okay, he used my guilt about my ex, you know, against me. So don't let it happen to you. And I can appreciate the vulnerability that he comes to her with, even though he's evil. I'm worried too. I'm worried that he might be like, I can no longer control it and just be trying to bite Amy.
Ivan said Babcock called caring about Richards a humanity hangover. So does becoming a viral take away your humanity? Is that what's happening?
Yes, absolutely. They are not human. They don't care about your emotions. They're going up in your memories,
But
trying
they
to find the
clearly-
worst
They
thing that
do
happened
care
to
about
you.
I do
emotions.
too.
They do care about the emotions. I want to touch on Anthony though. I used. I
Me
wrote down.
too. Me too.
Hello.
Well,
We are still a
I want
family
to touch
show.
on Anthony for
I
a
was
different
waiting for
reason.
it.
I'm going to address. He used a form of psychology that's called attack therapy. So where it is you break down your victim, you know, and then you build them back up. You know, they use it a lot in various places, but there are different reasons for it. And for me, I like what you said. I don't know if I know he's using it to warn Amy about Fanning. But is it that he wants to control Amy, like you said, to go back to his negative ways? You know, because he can build an army as well. It's easy to gain trust of a 10, 11, 12-year-old and then tell them that they need to be part of your army because he's afraid of Fanning as well. You
Or
know?
is he trying to build her up so she's strong enough so together they can stay good?
That's what I'm asking. You know, it could go either way. But I mean, to tear her down and make her feel guilty at such a young age for her mother's death, and then I'm sorry, I'm apologizing for it later. You know, to me, that's something that could go either way as far as negative or positive against Fanning or against Anthony.
I feel like that. I mean, if he's doing it for the negative, I would be like, man, that is like super twist right there. Because because a lot of them you can see everybody's like, we see Babcock's kind of modus how she operates. Fanning, they're both real manipulative.
Yeah,
And
they're straightforward manipulative.
yeah, and so I was gonna say if Anthony is like that, you'd be like, wow, that's coming out. I would
Coming
not
through
be
the back
expecting
door.
that, you know. But I'll be looking for that. But okay, here we go. Here.
What y'all? Every single one of y'all on this camera. I mean,
We have to give at least a couple in chat and people viewing and listening to this by podcast. You know, a couple are coming in.
Oh, see, the
Every
chat says
episode.
if the actor who plays Carter comes on, I think Jackie will sit next to him. Yes, I must. That's
Oh
a
yeah,
given,
for
right?
sure.
That's
She'll
a
be
given,
on the
right?
couch. She
Yeah.
won't be
she's
up here
literally
with
going
us.
to kick me off the darn panel and be like,
All of us.
Are we
you know.
still friends, though, girl? You know?
She's like, I'm gonna take tonight by myself, solo. You know. So yeah, so that'll be actually very interesting to see how this Carter Amy relate. And I guess they said there's only next week's
more.
episode
Next week.
and then the finale.
Season
so
finale,
They're
yeah.
gonna have to wrap it up pretty.
They do it in 2 hours now. So
Yeah, that's true. They can
get
get
it
a lot
done.
done.
Was
so.
I the only one that was tripped out when they showed Fanning after Elizabeth chose to die than him? He's always looking angry, but that was a next level.
So is he
angry
mad
to
at
me.
Jonas?
oh yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Jonas got the girl anyway?
Yes.
Even in death, like she chose death. That's
Yeah.
shade.
That's gangster.
She chose
Yeah.
death over you.
Because he didn't know, Fanning didn't know that Jonas knew what happened that night.
Well, I'm sure, like you said, he was thinking, because that was a really important. I think even though they spent a decent amount of time on it, but that whole like with Sykes, Lear, and especially Elizabeth, you really thought that you could just see it in Fanning's face, like I'm gonna get her. She's gonna turn, you know, just
Yeah.
like everyone else. And when she was like, "No, you
I'm
know,
good, bro."
yeah," and like I choose you, you know, like you said, his face was just like the
Yeah.
like
Oh
the
my
straight face
God.
emoji, you know,
But
like,
Jonas
Can we
said
talk
that.
about how touching that moment was, though? Like with them saying the "I love yous" back and forth. I even wrote down because remember last time I thought they had a fake relationship.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Faking everything.
I probably have to take that back because I said their relationship feels way more authentic this week. And then she chooses to die after she chose him. But the "I love yous" and all of that, and just like the breakdown of his emotions right after she
right.
passed away was really cool.
he
it
was like,
really
"What
cool to
about
see.
my black turtleneck, though? You didn't."
Right, I had
You weren't
my
feeling
Steve Jobs moment. You wasn't feeling the Steve Jobs moment.
I thought I came in and really
Apple it
rocked
out.
the cradle. You know?
Bam.
He's talking about
And that's
that
what-
little fake sex that they had that was no good.
Saying it was fake sex.
It's fake love. I mean, it's real love now. I understand that, but the sex wasn't.
Who? Are you talking about Lear or are you talking about Fanning?
Lear with Elizabeth?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. I was saying that Fanning was
She might have
upset.
forgot. She had Alzheimer's.
She has Alzheimer's.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what? That's true. I forgot. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Lear was saying, he was like, yeah, that's right. You know.
Oh,
did.
here you go.
Either way,
But okay, so
I
now
love her brain, though.
Fanning. Yeah, me too. Fanning is back down to 11, and he needs 12. So does that mean he's gonna go hard for Amy now, or is he gonna try to turn somebody else?
I think he's gonna go hard for Amy. Amy is the key.
But he-
Amy's the puzzle piece.
But he said
Or
before
is
he don't
Clarke the puzzle piece?
know. Clark's always a puzzle piece.
Amy is the puzzle piece because she is the one who he really needs to control in order to get the 12 going so he can get the full power.
But he's already said that he doesn't know what she is, and he's already called for her killing.
Yeah.
So if she is one of the 12, it's not the 12 he won't.
But he did that before Elizabeth decided, because like sometimes anger will make you desperate, y'all.
So
I think that
Sometimes.
right. I think,
He's like,
I
that's
think-
all the time.
I think
24/7.
that Fanning is desperate right now, and I
Yeah.
think that he feels like he can get in how he fit in with Amy and be like, okay, I showed up at you and your mom's house, and even her mom was like, don't get it. She felt that evil energy.
I think
then the
Fanning
way-
and Babcock are going to clash.
Who?
Shauna.
Yeah, because Shauna's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah,
Are we
she-
leaving or what?
Yeah, she all up in his ear.
I was gonna, and actually, that was one of the things I had wrote down because you kind of for the first time you see a little crack in the viral army because that little exchange, like you said, she was coming at him
Yeah,
hard,
she
and he
like,
was just
"Bruh."
like, "Settle down," you
Yeah,
know. She's like,
chill.
"No, I'm not gonna settle down.
Yeah,
like, what we
bruh.
gonna do?" You
Yeah.
know, and
That's a fair question, though. You know, when you're being led by someone, it's a fair question to question their accountability.
Which is so different from what, I mean, because we're talking about people following. Clarke said, I was just following orders. He even said that to Brad. He's like, you know how it is to just follow orders. And now he's shifting. So it seems like there's this giant shift on both sides, viral or non-viral. People are just shifting, you know?
Yeah, it'll, like you said, that was an interesting, I definitely took a note of that. I was like, oh, they're arguing a little bit. Maybe, I don't know if that could lead to a blow up somewhere, or, you know, what if Shauna's like, you know what? Bump this, I'm out, you know, and she goes her own way, or try, you know, because she's definitely seems capable of getting out there and, you know, starting her own. So I don't know if he put that under wraps because we didn't really see anything after that little exchange.
Yeah, it's like that's when he showed up with Amy, right?
Right. Okay.
I think he's feeling cocky. I think Fanning feels like, just sit down, little one.
Really?
And, well, I mean, to me, because he's just like, don't worry about it. We're going to get it together. He just keeps shushing her, basically. And obviously, you're not understanding the power that comes with this woman that you over here shushing. Like, you need to be paying attention to her complaints, and you need to tell her the plan because she's supposed to be a partner in this.
So you think Fanning is underestimating her?
I think he is. Absolutely.
I think that's why Fanning's been single this whole time. He always underestimates women.
Wait a minute now.
I think that's why he's been single this whole time.
Wait a minute
He
now.
underestimated Elizabeth, that's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Dang, that's going to be the downfall of the empire right there. Like,
Because he
man,
thought
Fanning-
Elizabeth was impressed with his car, remember? And she was like, bro, you bought a car. He's like, it's a 69. She's like, nah, bro, you bought a car.
Oh my gosh, that was
Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite ones. That was when he was looking little G with his little death row chain.
I mean, you
on
at your
there.
best. A 69 SS and you still can't pull her, bro.
Right.
Yeah, keep it moving, bro.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
Or the
it's your
turtleneck.
best friend's wife. Like, calm down. There are so many other fish in the sea.
He want that fish.
Right. I want that one.
That's right.
I'm so glad you're here. Can I just say welcome to the show?
Just saying.
This whole panel just working.
Right. So that's definitely, like you said, going forward, keeping an eye on how all of that, how, you know, because I also feel with Fanning, he kind of, even though he's projecting, hey, I'm in control, I got everything. I think on the inside though, he worried like, Elizabeth gone, I gotta go to Amy, like I gotta go and deal with this little girl that I don't even know what she is.
Yeah.
I mean, he can keep it together on the outside, but I think really, dude is scared.
He's having
You know,
a
like
man
about-
versus self conflict. That's what he's having. Yeah.
So is
Chad
it-
said if you, when referring to Amy and if she will join Tim Fanning or not, Tony Z says if you can't beat them, turn them.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
I kind of
Very
feel
interesting. Got us
you know what?
speechless up
I
here.
kind of feel like the way that she went to answer the door when she left her mom, she's like, I gotta go answer it. You know, I kind of felt like she's like, I'm about to handle some business. I don't know. Like she like she kind of went there with a little like.
Well, she's feeling herself too.
Right.
Remember, they were in the birdhouse, and she took off, and she started to have a change in character towards Brad. So maybe she does feel powerful, like I can handle
And the
him.
fact that, you know, the meeting she had with Carter, so maybe she's like, okay, I know what you all about, you know, type thing. So, and I mean, she's a smart girl, so you
if
just-
Carter can be trusted.
Yes, he can be trusted.
And
Now,
she
come on, you knew
blasphemous
you are
around
new here.
I'm just saying.
Wait a minute, you come talking about
I'm
no
just saying.
Carter.
I've been watching Carter. You know, when
Okay,
you
you
kind
ain't
of.
been watching him like I've been watching
Oh,
him.
of
is
course
what I'm
not.
saying.
That's
But
the
I'm just saying,
show.
you know, you kind of disappear all of a sudden, then you come back. You know, you kind of make me nervous.
Anytime you hear Carter, yeah, she gonna be like, what?
Well,
What's
we
up?
don't. But did we see a weakness in the virals though? Because you know when Amy went to that moment with her mom, Brad could not wake her.
Right.
So I'm wondering
yeah.
if that's something we can exploit
The
amongst
emotions.
well, because when they go in that, because we've seen Fanning just kind of stand and be like, like when he's in other people's mind, is this a moment where he's vulnerable in some way?
Yeah, he's sterile though. He just.
Same thing goes for Carter. Carter said that Fanning didn't know that he was there visiting with Amy. How is that possible? Like, how is he able to mind travel without
So is Amy capable of blocking Fanning?
interest?
I don't know. I think something's up.
Yeah.
I did find that interesting though, that moment.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Faux
We'll
show.
see.
Faux show. Well, woo! A lot to digest.
This episode was
We had
really packed.
good conversation, and next week it looks pretty good. I saw Amy's eyes lighting up, you know. So I don't know if she's about to take it down. So we only got a couple
take
more
off on
episodes left, guys. So you know they're gonna have to kind of tie up some loose ends for us. So I'm excited to see what they
too.
do with it. So moving on, though, we want to get to our special segment. So let's start with our news and gossip.
Yes. Let's do news and gossip. Hey, how are you guys doing? I just wanted to let you guys know that last night was the Oscars. How did you guys enjoy that? I hope you did. I really enjoyed not having like one host. How did you guys like that?
That was interesting.
It was a bunch of different hosts. No?
I needed a host.
Well, I watched it.
I'll do it next year, guys.
And Ruth
Cleverly
E. Carter,
clad.
Ruth E. Carter actually is the she won the Oscar.
Deservedly
she is
so.
the first African American woman to win an Academy Award for costume design.
Yes.
And she actually designed the costume for Roots, which was the first role that our girl Sanaya, which is little Amy, got booked on. Isn't that exciting? And if you look at the second one, she actually attended her first Oscars at 10 years old for when she went to Fences. Look how cute she looks. Like she is elegant. And we just love this little girl. She has been heavy hitting with the greats. And so we really appreciate the fact that she gave homage to her costume designer from her first role. How lovely is that? And then it was a historical moment for the Oscars. I'm so happy with that. So that's just all the news and gossip I have for today. If you guys have any that you want to share with me, let me know at Deshauna O on Twitter or Instagram.
Very good. No, that was great reporting there, Miss Deshauna.
I had to keep it short this time because last time it was a lot.
You know? She's like, I'm making up for it. Now let's move into our second segment, which is, I know you guys love it in the chat, our good bite, bad bite segment. So let's start with Miss Jackie over here. Who is your good bite, bad or bad bite, or both?
Okay, I'm gonna surprise y'all. It has nothing to do with Anthony entirely. But I do have two. My first one is obviously Clarke, because I have just been dying for him to show. He just has that. You can't go from being someone's best friend to just one. I mean, he, as Amy pointed out, you've shot at him at least twice. I loved it when she said that. But there's something there. There's always been something there. So I'm definitely glad that we're seeing glimpses of that goodness. And my second
good bite to Clarke.
Good bite to Clarke. Good bite to Clarke. And my second good bite is going to go to you guys, our fifth panelist, because we literally had about 30 of you guys in the live chat with us tonight. That's the most we've ever had. Totally appreciate you guys. I couldn't get to all of you guys, but you guys type really fast. But thank you guys so much for being here with us. We love you guys, and you guys are definitely my second good bite.
Yay. Yummy.
For me, the good bite was Amy when she chomped off Dr. Gilder.
What did she say?
When she told him that his mustache was garbage.
Screw you and your weird mustache.
She just kind of let him know, like, look, bro, I'm not here for it.
Right. Get your stuff together.
Yes.
You know?
So it was a good bite.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and do a bad bite. Sadly, it cannot be Clarke this time. I am going to give it to Gilder.
Yeah.
He's amping up security. He's picking and choosing who can go in and out of places. He's just like, I'm trying to make money. I just don't like him. He doesn't give me good vibes, and I'm over him and everybody associated with him.
Ooh. And my, I guess you call it a good bite, would be when Brad went after the killer, and when he lit him up, I mean, it was one of those, not like the TV type style where he had a speech or anything.
No,
like,
he just did
I've been waiting for you. It was just dude turning around, wham, 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 like three right in the chest. I was like, woo! And I guess that hit me just because I do have a daughter as well. I was like, man, I would have been in the same type boat, just like. And then you saw kind of the after effects where he was just like, oh man, like it was just messing with his head.
Immediate PTSD.
But man, when he went in there strong, like, you know, like I said, there was no talking, nothing. And that's where, you know, I was like, man, that army or military stuff, it was like, no, we just get right to the business. Get the gun clapping. So,
action
man. So that was my good bite or / bad bite, either way. You look at it. So let's get into predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Let's start with Miss Jackie.
This was such a great episode, and the promo for next week, and it just had me wondering all these things. But I do feel that somehow Amy and Dr. Tim Fanning are going to have a battle of the minds. Literally, there's going to be a moment where they meet up in that viral world, and it's gonna go down.
Yes,
that's what I think.
I think Amy is going to be a protector of Brad, Lila, and Clarke. I think it'll be the same thing, like a kind of battle, but I think that Amy's going to end up having actually to go head to head with Gilder as well.
Horace.
I am not hoping for, but I'm looking forward to they're finally going to get out. The virals are finally going to get out, and we're going to see if the power that Amy has is going to truly be enough to help get this done. Also, I know I keep on talking about this, but it just really blew my mind that they decided to change the locks on our girl. So basically, I think that she is, Dr. Lear is going to actually be on her side. And while they think they can trust him since he's the one who can get the access, but she's not.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that they're going to use him as entryway into everything so that they can figure things
And he's
out
going to kill him.
I was so mad about that.
I
How
mean,
you
y'all
gonna
do
take
know the
her
name
access?
Jonas means destroyer.
We do
Okay.
now.
So I'm just saying.
Yes, Josh, come
do
through with
know.
the name meaning.
I'm just saying.
So destroy, Jonas. Destroy.
Right. On a mission.
about you, Tanner?
I think my prediction, I'm kind of along the lines of Amy doing the protecting.
Yeah.
Like I said, when the eyes light up, I don't know if it's going to be like super duper power upon power, and she going, I'm excited to see what that is going to be because. Man, I don't know. They, like I said, with only a couple episodes left, they gotta start bringing things
we gotta
to
see it.
Right. One more episode, you guys, and then the 2-hour finale. Can you believe it?
We all gonna be
We
in.
made it this far. I
telling
mean,
you.
it's been really good though.
So that's that's pretty much it. So let's as we head out of here, let everyone know where they can follow you at and what else they can see you on.
Yes, you guys, you can follow me on all things social media at JRatedFanatic. And in March, I will be back here doing Supernatural. That's going to be on every single Thursday. So again, make sure you follow me on all things social media at JRatedFanatic.
For me, you can follow me at Cleverly Clad. That's Instagram. I'm all over Instagram.
Awesome. And then I'm at Twitter and Instagram at Deshauna O. Also, if you love Black Guys Reading, you can follow my page called Black Guys Reading on Instagram. So check that out.
Boom. And as always, you can find your boy at on Instagram and Twitter at Tanir W. And you can catch me on Boomerang. I'm hosting Boomerang on Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
Also, this guy has comedy shows. He's
Yes.
a comedian.
I try and do a little something. I'll have to bring in some of my show details next time to let you guys know.
Yes.
So we've been talking
Scroll
about
it
some
in the
things
credits.
for those in the LA area. So
Yes.
But thank you again. So you guys have a great week from this panel to our 5th panel. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
Yep.
Bye. We love y'all. Buzz you
Our
later.
founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.